friends, it's Gwen and I am back today with another scrapbooking process video. Today's share is episode 20 in the Maggie Holmes Monday series that I have been doing. I've been stash busting a bunch of my Maggie Holmes goodies. Today I'm working with the Carousel collection and I actually have not too much of this one left, as it turns out. I have only cut apart 12 by 12 pattern papers. I've got no full sheets left now. I've still got a pack of unopened embellishments and a few stickers and a few bits and bobs. I'm going to be working with that photo right there, and I'm also going to be using this cut file. This one is from Cut to You and it is called Hearts on Strings. I have gone ahead and backed my cut file off camera and I have made my background. I'm also going to quickly here add a photo mat to my photo. This one's going to be quite thin. I initially wanted it a bit wider than that, but I can't the first cut too thin, so I'm just going to make it all the same all the way around. It's okay, it works out fine. I'm going to center the cut file on the background here. It is just a piece of white cardstock from my stash and then a piece of baby pink cardstock from my stash. And initially I was just going to have the pink border, but then I really wanted to bring in some of the colors from this pattern paper here. But I didn't have enough, I didn't have the length of 12 by 12, so I couldn't just cut it and add one full strip down each side. So I've had to kind of piece it all together. So to start, what I've done is trimmed off little 1 centimeter wide strips from that pattern paper. And then I've just tried to replicate the pattern on the left-hand side of the layout and on the right. So the first strip that I did was like pink, baby pink, white, and that's on the left bottom corner. And then I've repeated that same strip, pink, baby pink, white, in the top right-hand corner. And then I'm really just chopping the strips up to make the colors rotate. It's not an exact pattern by any means, but I'm just trying to put the two same colors not together. And I'm also replicating it. So where I've put, so see where the pink finishes and then I've started with the dark blue again. If I've done that on the left-hand side, I've tried to do that on the right-hand side, just so that everything ends up looking quite balanced. I hope I've done a good job of explaining that. Stitching. I am going to add stitching to the edge of my photo and to the edge of the layout as I normally do. And now I'm going to get started thinking about the design for the page. It's going to be another centered design. So the cut file is very centered and I'm going to just have the photo pretty much in the center of the page and see what I can do with the embellishments sort of leading out from there. So as I have a quick little look through the embellishments that I have, there are a couple of things that jump out to me. The first is this sticker which says happiness, and I am going to apply some of the EK Success, de-sticky powder. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I think it's just baby powder between you and me. And it just takes away the stick of the stickers so that you can reposition them. I'm also really drawn to this ice cream cart die cut, and I know it's quite large, so if I'm going to work with it, I'll need to add it to the layout fairly early in my process. It was looking a little bit busy on the background there, so I did just add a little pale blue piece of pattern paper behind it, and it's going to be, essentially it's going to end up being quite the anchor point for the design. So I do lock that in pretty early. My photo is going to go slightly to the right, and that's the starting point for my embellishment cluster, and really I'm going to build everything out from there. I have actually used a bunch of this collection in my Maggie Holmes Monday series. This was a collection that I really struggled to use until Janet from RTS Record the Story, until I saw one of her videos on Patreon where she was saying about how a Carousel collection was really good for Disney. And as soon as she said that, I was like, of course it is, Janet. You are absolutely right. And I have managed to get quite a lot of this now on layouts, and I've gotten some really fun Disney photos scrapped. So I'm really happy with that. And in the end, I think maybe I'll get one more page, maybe two out of the scraps and the little bits of embellishments that I have left. But then I think I might just be happy enough with that, and I might retire this collection altogether. We'll see. I might be able to use some of the more generic things like that Yay die cut, or there are some others. And I did end up, if you saw in the beginning of the video, there was that unopened packet of embellishments, and I was saving that. And then I was thinking, why am I saving that? And I did open it up, and I did just pick out my favorite pieces. And I'm not going to feel that bad, I don't think, if I just use my favorites and then get rid of the rest. Okay, so you can see now how this is coming along. The ice cream cart there on the left is really the anchor point for the whole layout. I'm going to spread everything out from that point, but I am actually going to keep everything quite blocky and quite geometric, which is interesting because the cut file in the background sort of ends up being more like a photo mat, well, I don't know what the word is. To me, it's like, if you're into stencils and you use stencils and you layer that part of the stencil down, and it's really just the base of the page. It's that anchor point, it's that starting point for all the little bits that you add on top. I kind of feel like the cut file did that for this layout. And that was not my plan when I started out, but I think part of what contributed to that was the fact that the embellishments that I have left, they're all really big. They're all quite big actually, and that's why I was struggling as well. So I think just the nature of the landscape photo, the center design, and the embellishments that I have being quite large meant that that cut file that I'd placed in the center of the layout right at the start, a lot of that got covered up. Things are getting serious because I am gluing stuff down. Really loving how this is coming together. I do also add, I'm so happy that I have some of these puffy stickers left in the collection, and they're a different kind of puffy sticker to the ones that I've seen more recently, in that they're super shiny. They're really nice actually. So I do end up adding a couple of those. Oh yes, and the word yay right at the end. I do end up adding, 3 of those types of elements to the layout. I do like too that it's a mixture in texture. So I've got a lot of die cuts and stickers left, and I've used those, but I don't really have anything that's like a wooden enamel button or a flare or anything like that. So it's nice that those puffy stickers are super shiny because they do just add that extra little element that makes the page interesting. The word fun there and the XO that I have down the bottom right hand side of the page, they're actually fussy cut out from one of the pattern papers. I had a scrap of that left, and I did just go ahead and fussy cut out a bunch of words from that. And I do have some more left over, so I might end up using those for one last layout. We will see. I did also show you before, I've kind of broken this layout up with a left and right hand side. So the embellishments run top to bottom. They're kind of stacked onto each other. And that line is not dead center on the layout. It's actually more to the left. And then that's where I've got the candy machine. And then on the right is where I've got my photo. Oh yes, and I did find this cute little bow. I'm all about them bows. This one is a Maggie Holmes one, and I want to say it was from her signature collection. So I have had it in my stash for some time now. I remember pulling it out a few times over the years and trying to use it, but it's super bright. The pink is super bright. So I'm going to balance that out. You'll see the XO that I have above the camera. That's a very, very similar bright pink. So I feel like there's a little pop of pink above my photo, and then there's a little pops of pink underneath my photo, and it kind of works out. So I'm super happy to get that on a page. I do add 3 of the XO like little sentiments, I guess you would call them there. Again, fussy cut out from that same pattern paper. I'm going to add in this yay sticker here. That's the puffy sticker that I was mentioning earlier, and it's going to sit over the top there. And then I'm going to pull out some of these cute little gold sparkly puffy hearts. They are metallic, they're a metal, and I know they're Maggie as well, but I've no idea which collection those ones are from. I've had them in my stash for some time. They might even be Carousel, but they weren't with my Carousel goodies, so I'm not sure. And they're actually going to be quite a lovely little touch, a different texture, a smaller element to try and balance out some of those larger elements on the layout. And I'm really liking how they kind of round out the page. I am going to lock those into position and call the layout done. So thank you for being here, my creative friends. If you like the way that I scrapbook or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. I'll leave a link here too for the other videos in my Maggie Holmes Monday series, close-ups at the end as always, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, bye!